Okay, we're in the upper attic. We're up here, and it's okay to run air conditioning duct on the floor of an attic as long as it goes perpendicular with the rafters. So, I mean, that's kind of pushing it a little bit, but I think for the most part that is perpendicular with the rafters. Alright, on all three of these units, the air filters are at them. So far as on the left side of each indoor air handler, and all three are 20 by 25 by 4. And you shouldn't have more than half an inch sag in your air conditioning duct there. Now, this only applies to the upstairs and downstairs. It does not apply to the master. The upstairs and the downstairs primary evaporator drain lines, okay, they have shallow P-traps. Shallow P-traps. There's going to be some documentation in the report about that. And then coming on along here, furnace is supported. We're in the upper attic, and we're some of the reflective foil is missing here. And remember, you got black shingles, so they're just like really soaking in the heat. And this is a heat sink right here for your attic. Loose fill blown fiberglass insulation. Okay. So basically it's all looking pretty good. The insulation's level. This is your fresh air induction fan right there. Vent, excuse me, that's the valve for the fresh air. Keeps the house air from going stale. We've got about 13 to 14 inches of loose fill fiberglass. Keep saying that. Okay. Coming on along here, we've got our collar ties. Collar tie, purlins. Now, this is a continuous soffit vent air intake system. Continuous air, soffits. The soffit material is perforated. We saw all those holes earlier. We'll see them in a video, but we know what we're talking about. There should be baffles between each and every one of these rafters. I didn't mention it in the garage because the garage was not living space and the garage ceiling was not insulated. But without the baffles installed between those rafters, then there's nothing that keeps this insulation from migrating or falling down in and clogging the baffles and wrecking your air ventilation, your ventilation, attic ventilation circulation. So that should have been everywhere you've got insulation and a rafter. You should have there should be a baffle in place. Okay? On and on and on and on. You see blocking like this, that's called palm bracing. Alright? There was one over yonder. We got these right here. And that's really not a good example of palm bracing because they're really not supporting anything. But there's not enough hardly to mention. It'll be in the report because I've seen them. So, but I don't see a concern. Well, these nails are pretty piss poor right in here. Okay, on this Jack Rafter. Not quite a Jack Rafter. All right. They're not really making purchase here. There's not a lot holding this rafter to this strut. Just saying. No soffit vents. Excuse me. Soffit vent baffles. Coming down to the lower attic. Still with me? Okay, this is the downstairs. This is the downstairs indoor air handler. And it does have a deep, they manufactured it, but it does have a deep P-trap out of the way. And all three of them are insulated. We've got sediment traps, and all the furnace flues are held. We've got care and use manuals, filters at, So really not a lot going on here. This gas line right here, alright, it should have another, I mean, you shouldn't be able to step on it like that, alright? It should be protected from pedestrian traffic. So, I mean, that's a curb. I'd paint it yellow or something. Coming along here, duct should not be sagging. Duct should not be sagging. It's not the worst, but, I mean, some places it's pretty evident that it could have been done better. And it's supposed to be supported, okay? You're supposed to support it every 3-4 feet, not 10 feet, 8 feet, alright? We've got 2 water heaters. Everything in this house is 1 year old. It's a 1 year warranty. Electronic ignition. We have an expansion tank. The flues are properly supported. The water line insulation should come closer to the tank. Okay, this insulation should continue, stop right about there. These temperature pressure relief valves, okay, they discharge too high out. We mentioned that on the exterior. They discharge too high, but besides that, these should be insulated just like that. Insulation should go farther. Those are some of the shortest flue caps I've seen. Obviously they were manufactured to fit like that. It's very interesting. Alright, and they're both Bradford Whites. You have electronic ignition, you have circulating pump, and you have PEX water supply system. Looks like people have been tromping through here. That's compromised your insulation. You've lost your, you no longer have 14 inches there. Got a can of beer there. Probably had to drink his sorrows and his guilt away after he smashed all the insulation there too. So all this insulation around here has been smashed. And the staples, again, or maybe in the next video, but the staples should run parallel with the framing members, not perpendicular to them. Carrying use manual.